Good morning, America.
That is the one and only Stanley Tucci, who's gearing up to show us all around Italy in his new series, Tucci in Italy. Because, as Stanley says, the best way to understand a country is through its food. Yep, and I sat down with the Oscar, Grammy, and Tony nominee, learning that the best way to understand Stanley is through his love of Italy.
All right, everyone, gird your loins.
For decades, actor Stanley Tucci has brought iconic characters to life on the big screen.
I could never become Pope in these circumstances. A stolen document, the smearing of a brother cardinal. I'd be the Richard Nixon of popes.
And on the small screen, he shares his love of everything Italy. On social media,
I decided to make like a quick bolognese.
and now in his new National Geographic docuseries, Tucci in Italy.
Whoa, that is delicious. Oh, man.
Oh, stomach.
Wow. Now I'm more hungry.
Me too.
Italy's such a famous place, and so many well-known landmarks. Why do you kind of go off the beaten path?
Well, because people know the landmarks, you know what I mean? When you go to a country, you go to a city and you're like, okay, where do I eat? And I always think you go, like, where do the locals go? Like, where does the plumber go to eat? Where I think particularly in Italy, you're going to get the best food where the working men and women go and eat.
And they all look very happy, the working men and women, so they're eating some good stuff.
Exactly.
Nice, you smell that?
You recently spoke about some of the challenges that you've had. You developed thyroid issues from throat cancer that you had 7 years ago. What made you want to speak more about that?
Well, I just think it's a part of my life. I mean, when we were filming this show, I just kept, by 1 o'clock, I'd be like, I'm so tired, and I'd have to keep going and taking naps, and I was like, something's really wrong with me.
And you didn't know what it was at the time?
No, but I knew something was wrong. And I went to the doctor, he's like, your thyroid's just like, it's over. So he said, just take this pill, and 2 days later, fine. 2
days later?
Yeah, like literally within 2 days, I started to feel better.
And then when we spoke last time was 2022, you had difficulty swallowing and even eating certain foods, which seemed to be tough on the show where you got to eat a lot.
Yeah.
So, I mean, has
So
that changed? Has that improved?
It's improved to a certain extent, but still there are things that I have difficulty eating. So I'll eat more slowly, which isn't a bad thing.
Yeah.
But there are certain things I still can't eat.
Over 4 decades in Hollywood, but a lot of people know you more in some ways for your love of food, your love of travel.
I know it eclipsed
How is that,
a career of 40
That's
years.
like a career pivot. How does that feel?
It feels great. It feels exciting because I love food and I want to share food with people, not just literally share with them, but you know, via Instagram, via the show, via whatever. And I think it's a really wonderful thing.
If we were going to sit down and I was like, Stanley, I am so hungry right now. I want something really good. What are you going to feed?
Lasagna bolognese.
I'm not going to be mad at you with that one. Hey, speaking my language.
Lasagna bolognese typifies Italy in a way, in one dish. It has pasta, it has meat, and it's all fresh ingredients. And it also, the colors are the colors of the Italian flag. The pasta and the bechamel are white, the tomato is red, and you also have green in there because you're making it with a spinach pasta too. So you're layering 2 different kinds of pasta. Does this sound good?
I'm just getting hungry. You're describing it, and my stomach going, I have to eat before I come talk to you next time.
Yeah, you should.
I really should.
Yeah.
I can't come here on an empty stomach.
No.
It's like going to a grocery store.
Next time we should just do it. We'll just go to a restaurant, and let's not pretend that we don't want to do that. We'll just do it.
I'm with you.
It'll be like a 4-hour sequence. Yeah.
I'll pay GMA. Okay, I'll pay for it. Of all the characters you've played, which one would you like to go to dinner with? I
would like to go to dinner with Nigel from The Devil Wears Prada.
Darling, shall we? We have to get to the beauty department, and God knows how long that's going to take.
Why?
He's funny and slightly mean.
You brought up Nigel.
Yeah.
Devil Wears Prada.
Yeah.
Is there any news on a sequel, maybe, you can tell us?
I can't answer that question yet. All I can say is, if it happens, that would be great.
That means yes.
That's all I can say.
Read between the lines. Read between the space in my teeth. That means yes. Stanley, you're the best.
Oh, thank you.
Always
You
love
too.
it, man. Always
No,
have
it's
a
so
good
nice
time
to
with
talk
you.
to you.
Honestly, one of my favorite people.
Yes.
It's like you're
Great.
sitting down talking to an old friend. And Tucci in Italy, it premieres this Sunday at 8, 7 Central on National Geographic and streams the next day on Disney Plus and Hulu.